name is Zinah. I'm a singer-songwriter, actress, and presenter from Johannesburg, South Africa, but Durban born. Growing up, I loved music, everything to do with music, singing, dancing, the works. It was my absolute life. I think where it all started had to be on the 25th of December, 2003, when my parents bought me like this Barbie set. It literally came like this. It was a microphone and a guitar. And my brother and I stood in front of the TV and we just sang and played. And it made no sense, but in that moment, I chose to be a singer. So yeah, that's where it all started. The name of the album, Tulipa, I wanted to sync my experience in Amsterdam writing with incredible artists and being in Amsterdam with my experience as an artist in South Africa. And I like flowers. In the past, I've had, roses and stuff, and now we're on to tulips. So tulipa is a scientific word for tulips. And so myself and my incredible partner kind of came up with this name, and it's really been a household name for me moving forward, yeah. The tracks on the album are really, really cool. I think it was so incredible to be able to, channel a different version of myself and a different way to write music and express myself. First things first, I've never written in vernac before, so writing songs in Zulu was both really difficult but such a pleasure to do, because taking the language that I grew up speaking and being able to write in it was something I never thought I would do. But being able to write in Zulu has made me really appreciate my songs and appreciate my voice as well. I'll speak from, the 4 specific songs from Amsterdam that I'd written that were Down with Tajula. I wrote Too Tired, Incense, which is a very, very biggie, as well as Say Something. I think just collaborating with different producers really, really helped me find my feet in terms of different sounds and figuring out what it is that fits my box. But also, I don't want to be put into a box. I kind of like different things and I listen to different things. So it was nice to, get into a place where I could be whoever I wanted to be in that song, and it was absolutely fine. I love that my songs also, or rather the album also includes interludes and just like an intro, an interlude, and an outro. It's kind of like a book and writing a story and kind of being able to link everything that's happened in the past year, because since I dropped my EP, a lot has changed and a lot happened to me mentally and emotionally. And so getting to a point where I write or produce something like Tulipa really changed my life. And so these songs all mean something to me. I mean, if you look at around me, I talk about just being able to look around me and just be like, you know what, everything is actually okay. Like, things are not really bad. And as much as life can get difficult, at least you're doing what you love. Enough was my ode to God, just saying, look, when is it my turn to just be great and perform every single day? But at the same time, realizing that, everyone's time is different. And so maybe this could be it. And then Say Something, obviously, that falls under the stuff I wrote in Amsterdam. You know what? In the beginning, I really didn't like Amapiano. I wasn't a fan like that. And it was very difficult for me to channel my writing as a pop artist into Afro beats or Afro pop. But being in Amsterdam helped me do that. And because I was surrounded by people who were so excited about it, and I was in a completely different place to my country, it made me appreciate what the vibe is of Amapiano. You can write songs to it and it can mean something and it can be a vibe. And so Say Something is really a cool one. Sithandwa Sami is really, really special. It just speaks about love, and I love love. I love being in love, and I love being happy in my love. And I think that was the first song I'd written in Zulu. It had started as an Amapiano song and then just got changed into R&B vibes. And I think those R&B vibes really helped me evoke the emotion and just, speak how I feel and stuff. And it's really a sexy song as well. I mean, I didn't intend it to be, but it is. And I love that for myself. Then Had Me came about weirdly because I'd written something in place of Sithandwa Sami, but it became 2 separate songs, which is really, really cool. And I make the habit of doing that, like writing 2 songs as one and then it becoming like a separate song. But Had Me was writing from a place of really being heartbroken, but knowing that if I left a person or a person lost me, it would be their loss. Then we have After Had Me, track number 6. Then Down with Tajula. Collaborating with Tajula on Down was honestly an incredible experience. It didn't happen like we planned it. It just kind of happened. We were in studio and I was like, hey man, let's just write a song together. Like, let's vibe. Like, let's do something. And we did. And we both really, really enjoyed working together. He's such a cool guy, so humble, so much fun to be around. And his voice, my goodness. I think every single time I played for the song for someone, people are like, who is that? And I'm like, I know. And it really is cool because having a feature on my very first album is really, really dope. And it being an international feature, like, what are we saying? So I'm very excited for that song. And then we go to number 7, Too Tired. I think Too Tired, it started out as just like a, very chilled, very Afrobeatsy, but became very flamboyant and I want to say eccentric as well, just in the intro of the song. And I love dancing to it because I kind of feel like I'm in like a movie and stuff and I'm on the beach looking real sexy. So maybe the music video might look like that. But that song was so much fun to write because I get to imagine what it was like to be with someone who, doesn't really listen, makes you a little crazy. Actually, yeah. But it was a great experience. Then Aye. Aye was the first I'm a Piano track that I wrote. I won't lie, I wasn't too excited about it because I just felt like I'm not doing me. I'm not writing my songs and I'm not writing from, a place of this is my music. But when I listen to it now, I'm just like, man, this is actually a good song. And I think getting to perform it live this year was a lot of fun. And I got to, learn some dance moves, almost broke a foot there, but you know what, I'm fine. But it's always nice trying new things and learning new things, especially through music. I think a lot of the time when I speak to my label, we've realized that the sound is completely different to what I ever thought I would be as an artist. So that was really cool to break into that in that way. And then we go into Incense. Oh, my soul. That song is, I think we wrote it the day before or one of the last days where we were in studio. And I think the experience of being in a room full of creatives who just love music was what inspired that song. Like, we had one guy who was doing all the production, and then one guy was playing on the piano, and then another was playing on the guitar, and then there was a bass player, and it was just a beautiful moment. And I think that was the theme song for me of my album because I had to really look within myself to find my creativity again. And that song really brought out in me stuff that I didn't know that I could speak about or write about. It's very up in the air almost, but if you listen and, read each and every single line, you'll find that there's a message behind there. So that one was very beautiful. And then we have the outro, which is called For You, which I wrote half of it in South Africa and half of it in Germany in 2016. And at the time I was, if I can count, 14, 15, 16, I was 21 when I wrote the song. And to think now that I'm 27 and I'm still, writing songs and making music is really a full circle moment, because when you decide to do something at a young age and you keep going and you don't stop, it means something to you. And I don't do this for just my family or my friends or to prove to people that I can do it. I think a lot of the time I'm trying to prove to myself that I'm good at what I do and that I shouldn't give up. And Tulipa is really the rebirth of me rather, because in some ways I did die, and I'm glad I did, because I got to learn about what it means to be an artist for me and write music for me. So I'm excited for this album. There's so much in it that I really just hope that people can resonate with and people can vibe to, but I just hope that it, in one way or another, it saves somebody's life. And so that's really what I want out of this album. So in October 2022, I got to go to Amsterdam as part of the Sisonke Amsterdam tour, and that was funded by SAMPRA. So thank you so much to SAMPRA, to the SAMPRA Development Fund, for funding that trip. It was absolutely amazing. I think being able to leave the country, or every single time I've left the country, I've left for music. It's never been because I've gone on holiday with my parents or, just wanted to do like a Kontiki. It was because of music. And the fact that the first time I left the country was because of music and the second time I left the country again was because of music goes to show that this is just my life. And so that experience was amazing. Being in another country is amazing. Amsterdam is absolutely lovely. And I know a lot of the time people are like, oh, you always talk about Amsterdam. And I'm like, yeah, because Amsterdam helped me find myself in a very weird and interesting way. Like just walking the streets and seeing the rivers and the different boats and the different kinds of people and the sun rising at 8 o'clock in the morning when it's really dark at 7:30, and just enjoying and feeling safe as well, and just being around artists and creatives who really appreciate you and don't really put you in a box or trying to figure out what genre do you perform or do you do. and just allows you to just express yourself. I think a lot of the time for me, I've always tried to find a place where I fit in. But I know I don't fit in anywhere. I'm just myself, and that's absolutely incredibly fine. And again, I think this album for me is me finding my place in my own life and just being like, okay, cool. This is who I am. And yeah, performing is always a blessing. I think when I perform, I become a completely different person. I guess I become the person that I want to be when I am performing, because it's just confidence. I know exactly what I'm doing, even if I'm doing the wrong note or singing the wrong note or dancing the wrong move. But there's a lot of energy and sophistication, sex appeal, a lot of, fun as well. I think on stage, people see me smiling a lot because I'm just having a great time. So when you do come and see my performances, expect just incredible vibes and just being able to enjoy music for what it is. And yeah, I think one of the biggest blessings in my career was getting signed to the David Gresham Record Group. A lot of labels, or rather, when I was choosing a label to say, I was very picky because I wanted a label that was going to focus on me as an artist and put their time and effort into me, and they have. And especially with this album, there's just been a lot of love that's been poured into me and a lot of work and time, and I don't take that for granted. I'm a very, very lucky girl, so I'm really, really grateful to the David Gresham Group. So my name is Zinah, and you can download Tulipa on all digital streaming platforms. I hope you enjoy it, and lots of love and light.